And here I have some footage from Catlateral Damage, early access version 0.2.2. This is an indie game that I supported on Kickstarter, which is basically you're playing as an evil cat whose goal is to mess up the human's house that you live in as much as possible because you're an evil cat. And cats are evil and stuff. And so this is early access footage, which means the game's in early access on Steam, which means that it is not finished yet. So things will probably be somewhat better, but it's not going to be too different from what you see here. I mean, they'll add more bells and whistles, but this is the core mechanics we're looking at here. As you can probably hear, the music is awful, and there's only one track of it as far as I know. Probably as far as anyone knows, because I think mostly everyone pretty much presses, it goes into the options menu and turns down the music as soon as they can, because it's horrific. And I think that's just because it's in early access. They haven't added, you know, a soundtrack yet. Hopefully when they do, it'll be a little more, Leroy Anderson, the Waltzing Cat, and a little less we wish we were Mario Kart, but we're not, which is what they've got now. But yeah, you get, you know, more points for the more stuff you destroy, and you get power-ups. Like I think right here I've got a speed power-up going on, which is pretty good. I'm trying out a new recording software, so I might not, you know, it looks like it's dropping some frames, which is stupid. I'll hopefully be getting better at that as things go on and I learn more about how to record games. But yeah, Catlateral Damage early access does not like Fraps, and Fraps does not like it apparently. So I'm using the open broadcasting software, which is an open source game footage recorder. And let's see what else. This game is really great for if you want to like listen to an audiobook and you just want to goof around with something. So, you know, it's kind of like Bejeweled in that respect, you know. It's just sort of a mindless play around, knock stuff over kind of game, and kind of casual, you know. So the houses are randomly generated, and because the houses are randomly generated, it isn't going to be turning into much of a competition because no two houses are the same, so there's no way to compare your scores against anybody else's scores. So the whole scoring mechanism is kind of out of the window. It's a little bit more of a roguelike in its you know, since it uses procedurally generated content. So they'll have to, if they want to make any sort of competitiveness in this at all, they'll have to come up with some way of tying this down a little more. You saw in the main menu there's an objective mode and a litter box mode. We're in objective mode. Litter box mode is the same except that it doesn't give you goals or quotas you have to meet of mess you made, and it doesn't have all the power-ups and stuff. So it just seems like, why would you play litter box mode? I guess that's what the free demo was like. See, I just completed this house, and you know, you go on to the next house. So that's what the free demo was like. So I guess people hang on to that. There's a bunch of crazy random events that happen. One of the ones I liked was there was a laser pointer. Your little kitty can chase the laser pointer and get a power up for doing that. You get power ups for doing, you know, cat related things. And man, these developers, I thought the cat puns were kind of funny during the Kickstarter, but they just keep going on and on with the cat puns, and it's like, okay, we get the point. You're making a game about a cat. You don't have to make every other word some kind of horrible English killing pun. Well, anyway, this game, I mean, I recommend it. I mean, I backed it, so obviously I think it's good. I don't have any connection with the developers other than backing it. You know, I just saw it on Kickstarter and it looked like it was fun. So, what else is there to say? I'm trying to make some decisions about the future of this channel. Should I call it Silence Do Good, like straight out of Benjamin Franklin, or should I call it Silence Do Gamer? Because that's the Twitter handle and that underlines that it's a gaming channel. I'm trying to decide that. If anyone has any ideas, which one's better, Silence Do Good or Silence Do Gamer, comment in the leave a comment and tell me. I think I might link my Steam. I might link my Steam profile and just you can look at what games I own, and you know, you can like request that I review different games if you're interested. I mean, you know, if anybody's out there. Probably not, because I mean, you know, I'm just getting started and I'm not, you know, Total Biscuit or anybody. But let's see, what else does this game have? Well, there is a secret sort of hidden level or mode called for a museum, and another one for a supermarket. The supermarket is really fun. All that stuff in rows that you can knock over. You can make a huge mess in the supermarket. I just wish they would add a game mode where you could just do the supermarket or the museums over and over, instead of, you know, finding those as a hidden thing in the houses and only getting to do them, you know, once every so often. The supermarket's almost like it ought to be its own game. It's just way better. They might actually make a pet store at some point too. I don't know whether they'll ever get around to that. But that was mentioned in the Kickstarter. And that would be interesting. Unfortunately, it didn't raise quite enough money to get Steam modding tool. I mean, to get workshop mods as a, you know, as a stretch goal, which is really disappointing for any game, you know. I mean, that's something you kind of want. So I'm hoping that they might actually end up making that anyway if enough people buy the game, because this looks like it would have some really awesome mods if anybody started modding it. And I think that's just about it. Like and subscribe and all that.